What if I told you most people fail in business? And I can go ahead and tell you why they fail in business. In today's video, you definitely want to go ahead and check this out because I'm going to talk about the one secret ingredient that a lot of entrepreneurs are unaware of when it comes to separating success or failure in their business. So you definitely want to go ahead and stick all the way to the end of this video, as this is going to be a very deep, impactful soul searching video, and it could give you the tips and the knowledge you need to know if you're looking to go ahead and start your small business, to be able to go ahead and elevate or increase your chances of success when it comes to your business. Without any further ado, let's get into it.
This conversation about building up your blueprint. It's time to take it, cause time is wasted. Go grind and chase it, don't lose it. This generation need integration with information to move with. An inclination that is abiding in entertaining improvement.
What's going on, Blueprint Nation? Thanks for tapping in for another dope episode of the Respect My Blueprint podcast, where we talk about everything business, personal finance, entrepreneurship, and everything in between. Today's video, I want to go ahead and talk about power of consistency. This is an overlooked ingredient that a lot of entrepreneurs fail to realize when they're starting out their business dreams or they're looking to go ahead and get their business going. And this is the one main thing that separates entrepreneurs from success and failure. The reason why I say this, believe it or not, there are nearly 600,000 small businesses that fail every single year in the United States. According to stats from the Small Business Administration, nearly 50% of businesses end up failing within the first 3 years of opening their doors. Most people may want to ask why. You could attribute it to a lack of talent, lack of capital, resources, whatever the case may be. But everybody has a killer idea. Everybody thinks that they have the next big thing, and everybody typically has the motivation. But the one thing that separates those that are successful and those who are not is power of consistency. And in this video, I'm going to go ahead and break down how, if you're consistent with your idea, if you're consistent, you show up every day, no matter what, you're going to increase your chances, your level of being able to be successful in your business. This is going to be something that I believe all entrepreneurs, whether starting out, definitely want to go ahead and take heed to what I'm sharing with you here, as this can be the secret ingredient that you need to know to be able to go ahead and increase your chances of success. Of course, this particular topic is very impactful and important to me because I know when I first starting out, just like many people, when you start your business, you're high on emotion, high on drive, and high on energy, right? Wanting to be able to go ahead, just get your business going. You're very hopeful that it's going to be successful and it's going to accomplish big things and be able to go ahead and earn you a great living and do things for you and your family and everything like that. But guess what? Pure ideas and motivation is not going to cut it. It's just not going to cut it. And it took me failing, multiple times in business before I started learning this secret ingredient, learning how the power of consistency and the different elements that comes with it is what really is going to go ahead and push forward and push you through the barriers that you're going to experience and that you're going to have to face as you're going through building your business. Okay, so in today's video, I want to go ahead and not share with you how things have turned around for me, but how you can go ahead and use some of these tips to go ahead and turn things around for yourself as you're looking to go ahead and build your business. All right, so the first thing I had to learn when I started my business is that consistency builds trust. That's number one. And if you really break that down in its simplistic terms, think about it. If you're not consistent, who's going to trust you? A business that shows up randomly or someone who shows up randomly is not going to cut it. It's the same thing if you have a friend that tells you, hey, I'm going to be there in 10 minutes, but end up showing the next day or not showing up at all. You're going to end up distrusting that person when it comes to that aspect, especially if they do it repeatedly. Consistency builds trust. So it's very important that you show up every single day, because you don't want to build a reputation on maybe, right? You don't want to have anybody question your word or anything like that. It's like building a house on sand. So it's very important that you show up every day, whether you feel like it or not. Consistency is not about being perfect. It's all about just showing up. That's about it. Ultimately, that's going to make you seem reliable in the eyes of others. And when you're reliable, that's when people are going to evidently want to do business with you. Okay. Make sure you do the things that are consistent for your business and your brand, whether it's posting on social media every day, making sure that your marketing is on point, making sure that you doing all of the necessary things that you need to do, whether you want to or not, regardless of how you feel that day. Make sure that you are very consistent and keep hitting your goals and your targets, as that's just going to go ahead and trickle down to your bottom line. Build consistency for yourself is learning, not falling into the trap of instant gratification. This is something that I had to really learn the hard way as well too, as success doesn't happen overnight. You got to put the work in. To give you an example, even with this podcast that I'm doing right now, we started this podcast a while ago, and when we first started out, we didn't have all of the ideas, we didn't have everything put together, we didn't have a large following, we didn't have many of the things that some of the bigger platforms have, and we're still growing right now. But trying to go ahead and shortcut and being able to try to achieve overnight success ultimately led us to suspending the podcast for a little while and having us to rebrand ourselves and start over and everything. And that right there is just prime example of wanting to try to cut the line, right? So there's no magic formula for overnight success. And I know it's hard nowadays, especially in this economy that we're in right now. It's easy to go on social media and fall victim to people who you see that are extremely successful, able to go ahead and gain a great amount of riches and everything like that in a short amount of time. More than likely, they are selling you the end result. They're not showing you the process. They're not showing you all of the hard work and dedication that it took for them to be able to go ahead and get to that point. Success is a long-term game, right? This is not a parlay. This is not something that you're going to a casino and try to go ahead and recklessly gamble for the hopes of wanting to hit big winnings. No, this is something that's taking a calculated risk, putting the work in, trusting in the process that evidently if you consistently put work day in, day out, is going to end up working out for you as it should. Don't expect any immediate results. So that's the point I'm just trying to say. It's not going to take a few days. It's not going to take a few weeks. The key is basically showing up, as that is going to be the key thing to be able to go ahead and allow you to be on the fence of success versus the fence of failure when you're building out your business. That is point number 2 I want to share with you, the power of consistency. Again, very important that you don't fall into the trap of overnight success. All right. Another thing I want to share is building great habits, because guess what? Habits end up driving results. Habits are another secret weapon. What's the old cliche that's floating around? A lot of people say that if you do something for 21 days, it ends up becoming a habit. And for the most part, that is true. I say instead of 21 days, do it longer, 30, 45 days, especially in the world of entrepreneurship. What you want to do is build a positive, consistent habit over a period of time, which ends up becoming like second nature to you. And this is, of course, something that you want to do consistently. Building positive habits, and it reverts back to what I said earlier, doing what you need to do for your business, whether it's posting every single day, attending meetings, sales calls, doing all the things that are necessary, but maybe not so sexy or may not be popular, or you may feel like that it's either beneath you or whatever the case may be. There's really no excuses, right? But building the habits over a period of time, not only is it going to create a habit, but it also going to force those around you to start embodying those habits as well. 9 times out of 10 is not what you do in public, is what you do in private that ends up building the character inside of you. And so that even goes for when no one is looking as well too. You want to make sure that as the leader of your business, as the founder or the CEO, that you're consistently building good habits, not allowing for any type of shortcuts or anything like that to be able to seep in and be able to derail the process that you're building for yourself. For be honest with you, when it comes to even to this podcast right here, it was trying to be more consistent in releasing content every single week. And no matter what is going on in life, no matter what I got going on, every single week I want to go ahead and release an episode. And sometimes it's a struggle, it's a battle, but after doing it so many times, now it just becomes second nature. My brain just kicks in. Okay, time to record, time to release an episode, right? So you want to be able to go ahead and do that same thing. And this right here is going to end up building the roadmap or the blueprint that you need to be able to go ahead and build out your business. So next thing I want to share is doing the small things. You're not going to build an empire in a week. The other cliche, Rome wasn't built in a day, right? It takes time. And that goes back into the earlier point I said, not falling into the instant gratification. So small actions end up building big results. So focus on making incremental progress every single day. It doesn't matter how insignificant it may seem. It doesn't matter how mundane the task may be. Point being made here is that try to go ahead and at least do a small progressive progress every single day. And doing this every single day is going to kick in the power of compound effect, right? Which is the eighth wonder of the world. And let's be real about it, okay? Don't underestimate the power of compound effect. And not just in the sense of numbers and the sense of investing and everything like that. This goes for an intangible things such as creating a habit and being consistent. So consistent compounding is going to end up driving big results ultimately for you as well too. And last but not least, I want to share is what consistency brings in entrepreneurship is resilience, which is the ultimate litmus test for building out your character. You know, what separates a lot of successful individuals, whether they're entertainers, athletes, entrepreneurs, or whatever the case may be, is the resiliency they've built within themselves over a period of time. When you're consistent, you're teaching yourself this resiliency as well. Let me tell you, entrepreneurship is not a smooth ride. Whatever the most daredeviling roller coaster out there, I think entrepreneurship beats that 3 times. All right. Because you are going to experience trials and tribulations. There's going to be ups and downs, and there's going to be periods where you're going to suffer just setback after setback after setback. But this should be expected. And honestly, this should be embraced as well too, because when you expect all of these setbacks and when you're able to face them and overcome them, ultimately that thickens you up. That builds up that resiliency. That builds that strong character that needed and that strong will that's going to define you as a successful leader. Define your business as having the resiliency, the shield that it needs to be able to overcome what life is going to bring to it and to yourself. Knowing how to weather the storm is very important when it comes to building out your business. So having the consistency of overcoming problems, not running away from them, not being able to delegate it to someone else. No, facing these problems and overcoming them is something not only personally is going to build you, but in this video, what we're talking about professionally. And that right there is the power that can help you be able to go ahead and achieve success for your business. I hope these tips have really helped you guys out. Again, these are things that I've had to learn myself throughout my course of entrepreneurship. Again, when I first started, I was wide-eyed and naive on a lot of things, but it took me experiencing all of these things that I've just mentioned to you guys in this video for it to have me to be able to overcome some of the trials and tribulations and end up building a successful business, as well as being a successful entrepreneur as well too. So I felt like it was necessary for me to go ahead and share these tips with you guys to help you in your entrepreneurship journey. Okay. Now, some of you guys already may know some of this. Some of you guys are maybe implementing some of this, right? But for those who are unaware or not taking action on these, I hope this really helps you out to be able to take you to the next level, help you be able to put you in a better path of not being one of the 600,000 failing businesses every year. And you can be one of the success stories that could unlock financial freedom for yourself, but also help build generational wealth for you and your family as well too. Thanks for tuning in on today's video. Listen, if you got a lot of great value, do me a huge favor, hit the subscribe button for your main man here. All right. You know, I'm trying to go ahead and grow the channel out, have it reach out to a wider audience and everything like that. Also look out for a lot more dope content. We do have the Blueprint Movement event that is going to be March 28th and 29th here in Hollywood, Florida. Want more information? Check out the description down below. Hit the bell notification so you are kept up to date whenever we drop dope content like this. Let me know your thoughts and feedback in the comments. Please be nice. All right. But guess what? I don't want you to be biased as well too. Just give it to me blood raw, as I do appreciate all the feedback that you guys do share with us. All right. But outside of that, thanks for tapping in. Thanks for tuning in. And as always, we're going to catch you on the flip side. Take care. Peace.
This conversation about building up your blueprint. It's time to take it, cause time is wasted. Go grind and chase it, don't lose it. This generation need integration with information to move with. An inclination that is abiding in entertaining improvement. Yep, let's Paul with Blueprint. This guests are exclusive. Get on and tune in and then learn some new tips about credit, finance, That's investment, a nice chance to get rich and buy land. Flip it, quick 9 bands. Learn all the skills from Wes, he did it. Learn how to build successful business. Run up a mill and get the digits. Run up a mill. Look, safe place where guests are speaking. Based off financial freedom. All facts, no cap, believe it. Podcast, you have to see it.